and my dear students, so I am back with a new video and today we will discuss about the topic Budd-Chiari syndrome. Budd-Chiari syndrome. So in Budd-Chiari syndrome, there the obstruction occurs in the hepatic veins or in the terminal inferior vena cava. Now this is the diagram I have made. This is liver. These are hepatic veins and these are hepatic veins. Inside these are hepatic veins and inside hepatic veins. This is splenic vein and superior mesenteric vein. So this both splenic vein and superior mesenteric vein is forming portal vein. So this is the portal vein. This is common bile duct and this is gallbladder. So there are total 8 segments of the liver. In liver anatomy, we have studied that there are 8 segments of the liver, and all the segments are drained by the hepatic vein, hepatic artery, and the portal vein. So there are branches of portal vein is passing through the segment through the between of the segment, and it is contributing in each segment of the liver. So what happens? There is obstruction in the hepatic veins and in the terminal portion of the inferior vena cava. So there is obstruction to the flow of venous drainage. So venous blood will not be able to go outside. So because of the obstruction, and that will result in the back pressure. I will tell you later words that that back pressure will further result in splenomegaly and jaundice. But here what obstruction occurs in the hepatic veins. Now, what is the reason of this obstruction? The Budd-Chiari syndrome is primary and secondary. The primary is when the lesion is within the lumen. So, the obstruction is within the lumen. Obstruction is within the lumen. Within the lumen of hepatic ducts. Hepatic veins. So obstruction is within the hepatic veins. Like this. These are the hepatic veins. So the obstruction is within the lumen of these hepatic veins. This could be the formation of thrombus. The reason could be the formation of thrombus. That thrombus is causing the obstruction in the lumen of the hepatic veins. Or the reason could be like this are the hepatic veins. So the obstruction could be, this was earlier we were talking about that obstruction was within the lumen. In secondary, obstruction is from outside the lumen of the hepatic vein. So because the reason could be the tumors. So the obstruction is from outside the lumen of hepatic veins. Like in case of tumors, if tumors are formed, or like hydatid cyst can also put pressure on the lumen of hepatic veins. So hydatid cyst or the liver abscess or the tumors is formed in the liver. So Budd-Chiari syndrome is categorized into primary and secondary. In etiology, other reasons could be like malignancy, So if the cancer cells infiltrate the lumen of the hepatic veins, that will result in hepatocellular carcinoma, so malignancy. Then coagulable state, hypercoagulability, So hypercoagulability, like coagulation, like clotting disorders, like polycythemia. So in case of polycythemia, this is a disease. So clotting disorder like polycythemia, pregnancy, or if the patient is taking contraceptive pills, and if infections can also lead to Budd-Chiari syndrome, infections like tuberculosis, syphilis, then hydatid cyst, liver abscess or pelvic abscesses, that infections can also lead to the Budd-Chiari syndrome. Then there could be the congenital factor also. If congenital, there is presence of VAP in the suprahepatic portion of inferior vena cava. But in this condition, this VAP can be removed. So these are the causes for Budd-Chiari syndrome. In symptoms, there is hepatomegaly, then there is abdominal pain, then ascites. This is the triad present in case of Budd-Chiari syndrome. Now Budd-Chiari syndrome can be acute and chronic. In acute, there is hypotension, there is nausea, vomiting, distension of the abdomen, ascites, hepatomegaly. In chronic, it features are similar like case of cirrhosis of liver. So in chronic, the clinical features are similar like in case of cirrhosis. Other features accompany are hematemesis, that is blood in the vomit. Then there is splenomegaly because of the back pressure of the venous blood. Then there is jaundice because of the high elevated bilirubin and the pressure in the liver. Beside jaundice, hepatomegaly and ascites, there are dilated vessels can be seen in the abdomen, that are collateral vessels that are dilated and can be easily visualized. Then there is ankle edema. Beside this, there is hepatorenal syndrome, and there are stasis ulcerations also, and ascites is very important feature in case of Budd-Chiari syndrome. In investigations, we will go for the MRI, CT scan, Doppler ultrasound, vena cavography. So in this investigation, this is imaging technique, the web present in the suprahepatic portion of the inferior vena cava can be easily seen, vena cavography. Then liver function test, in that SGPT, SGOT are elevated, bilirubin are elevated because that will cause jaundice. Bilirubin is also elevated and creatinine is also elevated. So these are the investigations. In treatment, we will do what? Because there is ascites, there is accumulation of the fluid in the abdomen. So we will drain the fluid by the peritoneovenous shunt. We will drain the fluid of the abdomen abdomen, we will drain the ascitic fluid into the vein of the neck, like internal jugular vein.